So ladies and gentlemen, we all know that one of the craziest crypto events is happening in just a few days. And yes, my voice is gone. First of all, there was a crazy storm here in the UAE. And second of all, it's like a crypto week. Don't blame me. And over the past couple of days, there's just been crazy price volatility. And I'd say there's a couple of reasons for that. Reason number one is the indecisiveness with regards to the Bitcoin halving, which, like I said a little bit earlier in this video, is coming in roughly 2 days from now. A long story short, people are not so sure if others are buying with the anticipation of the Bitcoin halving basically causing a supply shock. Why would that be? Well, if the rewards per Bitcoin block mined all of a sudden become only half, and half the amount of Bitcoin are now only coming in. Right now, BlackRock and all those guys are buying up a ton, and obviously the price is basically net positive, so people are buying more than that they're selling, or rather, they're more eager to buy than eager to sell. And if the new Bitcoin coming into the world all of a sudden are half as much, it does make sense for the price to basically go upwards over time at least, because obviously there's just less to go around. Now, some others are saying though that since everybody knows this, some major institutions are buying very much beforehand because, yeah, if you all know that this is going to happen, why not buy beforehand, right? It makes sense. It's the good old buy the rumors, sell the news. Reason number two is one that many might find strange. To me, it sounds logical though, which is it's something deeply rooted in crypto that most of us don't even know or understand, which could be, for example, that things at Tether are way crazier than the majority of us realize, and so there are a few companies who are trying to short, trying to really stop this Bitcoin, this crypto from taking off, but a lot of others just don't know about it, which is causing the price to be a little bit iffy, but with a slight downward bias after we hit like the 73K mark. And again, one of the announcements was Tether announces a restructuring to go beyond stablecoins, just some complete change. And actually, even though this is a bullish thing, perhaps people know the deeply rooted secrets behind it, which are causing them to not be as excited, causing a lot of volatility here. Now, before we could have argued that it was to flush out some of the liquidity with regards to funding rates, to basically reset them and be ready for a new run, right now, that's like not really appropriate anymore, as the funding rates are basically at zero, if not already slightly negative, which basically means that borrowing money to go long could theoretically speaking now reward you. So that's not it, or at least that would be in the past now. A little bit more can be attributed to the liquidity seeking nature of crypto, where right now about $3.5 billion is hanging on a thread here at roughly 71.7 thousand. But on the opposite side, as we discussed earlier, $50,000, before it was like 59,072, right? But it kind of extrapolated to now being 50,000 and roughly 73 being the major areas of liquidity. The middle ground here being mostly just free roaming. Yes, we got a couple of strings at $1 billion and a bit or so, but it doesn't really weigh off against the multiple here, like $4 billion at 73,000 and roughly 4 or even more billions at 50,000. Anyway, there's a few additional things that were quite interesting that are happening right now. For example, one of the ones that people were really upset with was that Binance successfully converted $1 billion in SFUND funds to Circle's USDC. And I'm not 1,000% sure what exactly their SFUND fund consists of, but people have stated, and I think the article also states, that part of it is BNB, and they're changing it over to Circle's USDC for stability and safety. But people are like, well, does that theoretically speaking mean that Binance is just dumping on us and that the top is in and that they know it? I mean, $1 billion is not a little amount of money, But I don't want to leave you guys hanging on some negative news, because generally speaking, my voice is doing me dirty. Generally speaking, the news recently has been quite positive. Ethereum wins big with new US stablecoin draft bill. I'd say that not everybody's on the same boat. The majority of people I read this from were actually quite positive, but here's Jake Chervinsky, for example, saying, this is very much flawed, this is not good. Then again, in my opinion, it is really important that regulators are taking steps to get crypto in better works. So from that perspective, I think, it's pretty good stuff. But obviously also, the more popular or the better the regulations of stablecoins are, the more that Ethereum wins as of this point. Anyway, we get it, right? There's a ton of different crypto news going around, and it's crypto, so everything is basically seen by two different sides as two completely different things. It's crypto, it's normal. Having said that, there were some claims. There was going to be something crazy in the Ripple case this week. The claim that there will be a significant development this week in the case between Ripple and the SEC is keeping the crypto market busy. No, it's not. This case has been going on for so freaking long. I don't think anybody's really surprised anymore that something is going to be happening. But the general idea being that on around April 22nd, Ripple will submit their response, and on May 6th, the SEC can give their final reply. And there was something else that was going to happen with regards to the lawsuit, but I don't think it's going to go through anymore. Well, actually here, I think right here they stated that it's not going through because the SEC dropped their charges against Brad and Chris Larson. But all they're basically saying is, hey, we got 2 more dates in the lawsuit coming up that potentially could mean something. I'm not even sure if those files are going to be sealed though, or if they're going to be public for all of us to see, and what exactly it could mean. Beforehand, like a couple months ago, I'd be really excited to tell you guys about it, but it's been years. And it's just about what the judge says when it comes to remedies. How much does Ripple have to pay to the SEC? And all the middle ground don't really matter no more to me. You want to know another funny thing? When I look at like crypto news, I have like full of these lists where they really go into every single crypto article that's published. You want to know that like 30% of those articles is always about Cardano for some reason. I don't know what Cardano has done to get themselves a spot in like 50% of the news articles out there and 30% of the ones in my face. But out of all the crypto projects out there, Cardano has the most news. It's kind of funny, and I just keep realizing that. Could just be that they've got the most news, writery community. Could just be that they've got so many things going on. I don't really know. Let me know down below if you're actually still excited about, Cardano or XRP. All right, go crazy. Are you still excited about Bitcoin? Because obviously for Bitcoin, the crazier days are coming. With the halving coming in hot, I do really wonder how the people are gonna see all this, because you gotta understand one more thing also, which is the halving is only the start of many new things. One of those being runes on Bitcoin. And I think if we had to pick one area to invest in heavily right now, it might be that. It might be runes, it might be ordinals, it might be everything Bitcoin related, because it has the highest probability of just keeping it up throughout time here. Whereas AI, RWA, it's more seasonal ever so slightly. Bitcoin, we all know, is the main thing. Not saying, you will make more money on Bitcoin than altcoins. I don't think so. I'm just saying Bitcoin is the main thing, and altcoins are sides. That's why they're called altcoins, alternative coins. So then if they're building heavily on Bitcoin, it does make sense to not leave that aside and to be indulging in that ever so slightly. So just a summary here. If you get the chance to involve yourself in runes, get yourself some ordinals, can be really, really cheap. Once runes come along and, 2 days from now, get yourself to some of the newer projects out there, or at least do some research into them, because why not? Again, guys, I will be posting more videos about my top coins, more upcoming coins that I'm looking into, because AI is still extremely hot and will probably still be a massive multiplier throughout the next few months. But let's be realistic here. You got to diversify the bag a little bit more as times are getting crazier here, because nobody really knows what exactly is going to pop off when. I'm just putting it out there. Nobody really knows. So all we can do is place our best bets. That's about it for this crypto video. Hopefully I see you guys later in another one, because yeah, my voice is over.